Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Thanks for joining us today for our virtual open house on the Computer Science and Information Technology program at California State University, Monterey Bay. Just jump in anytime if you have a question, and we'll answer questions as we go along. First, we want to introduce ourselves and some of the other faculty and staff here at CSUMB. I'm Kate Lockwood. I'm one of the faculty here.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Youngjun Byun. I'm also faculty member here at CSUMB.
And I'm Satin An, and I'm also a faculty here.
And then we have two other faculty members that couldn't be here today, Boo Zhu and Eric Tao, who's our chair. We also have two staff members that we work really closely with. Leslie Kern is on phone. And Stephanie Mott, who's research coordinator, who works on some of the faculty research projects and also works with students. So today we want to give a quick presentation on three of the main components of our curriculum here at CSUMB. First, we're going to talk about the Computer Science and Information Technology curriculum, or what you'd actually be doing if you came here to CSUMB. We'll talk about some of the hands-on opportunities that we have for students, and then we'll highlight the transfer possibilities from two-year colleges to CSUMB. So first, we're going to talk a little bit about the name of our degree program. So it's Computer Science and Information Technology. Some schools have computer science and some schools have information technology, but ours is both. So it's a combination of both the theory that you would get from a traditional computer science program and the hands-on problem solving you get from an information technology program. So we try to combine the best of both sides. We really try to focus on being flexible and adapting to cutting-edge skills that employers want to see. We have an industry advisory board that we meet with annually, made up of people from industry who come in and they review our curriculum and they talk about the kinds of skills that they really want to see in the people that they hire. In response to industry advisory board, we've included classes on things like mobile applications, virtualization, and digital games, and we're always adapting the curriculum to the feedback that we get. We also try to focus on the soft skills that employers are really looking for, things like problem solving, presentation, teamwork, and project management. So a lot of the classes will focus on projects and working together in teams to accomplish bigger tasks. And we also are mindful that some of our students would like to go on to graduate school, so we make sure that those students are well prepared to advance in their studies as well. Here's a basic overview of our curriculum. So our computer science information technology students start with a core of 9 courses that everybody takes. These are things like intro programming and computer architecture. Then every student can concentrate or specialize in one of 4 areas: network and security, software engineering, game development, and information systems. And that's just a chance to explore in depth a topic that you're interested in. We also have an option to build your own concentration. So this is for students who are maybe interested in mobile application development. They can combine the mobile application class with maybe some software engineering classes and build their own concentration, or students that are interested in robotics. And then at the end, everything culminates in another set of 6 common courses, including the capstone project that we'll talk a little bit about later on in the presentation. And every student sits down with a faculty advisor and fills out what's called an individual learning plan, which maps out that student's path through the curriculum. So we talk to you about what your goals are, and we figure out how we can get you through the curriculum in a way that you're best prepared to meet your goals when you graduate. Okay, so that's a bird's eye view of the curriculum. That hopefully gives you an overview of the kinds of courses you'd be taking here at CSUMB. Now we're going to talk about some of the hands-on opportunities that we have both in our classes and through some of the other opportunities at CSUMB. Like I said, if you have any questions, just jump in at any time and let us know. We're happy to answer them as we go along. Are there any questions on the curriculum?
Yeah, well, I hope you're going to talk about transfer and how you make transfer easy for community college.
All right, then we'll just keep going again. Let us know anytime if you have questions. We're happy to answer them.
No other question.
Oh.
Peter asked about transferring.
Oh.
And whether you will be talking about transferring.
Yeah, we'll be talking about transferring at the end. We have a whole special section set up to talk about transferring from two-year colleges and our articulation. Okay. So the first hands-on opportunity that we wanted to highlight was our internship opportunities. So Leslie Kern, whose picture you saw on the first slide there, is part of her job is as our internship coordinator. She works on coordinating an internship program for CSUMB and some of the community colleges in the area. We offer both summer and year-long internships at a variety of institutions and on a variety of projects. And all the internships are paid, usually with support from either the National Science Foundation or the organizations where the students are working. And we provide support through the whole process, from the application to preparing for the internship to checking in with you during the internship to make sure that it's going well. Here's some examples of internships from this past summer. We had Katrina Torta, who worked at Cisco Systems on an Android app that reads barcodes. Brian Scott was another student who worked at the city of Watsonville on some security solutions for them. And we had two students at the Naval Postgraduate School. We have a lot of students that work at the Naval Postgraduate School on a variety of projects, which is really exciting because they get exposed to cool cutting-edge technology, things like satellites and fun stuff like that. And a lot of these students started with a summer internship, but then the organizations where they worked were excited about the students and really liked the work that they did, and so many of them are actually continuing through the school year to work with the place that they did their internship. In addition to internships, we also have research opportunities, again, where we partner with local organizations or with faculty who have funded research projects here at CSUMB. And these span the level. We have freshmen involved in research all the way up to seniors. One big project that we have at CSUMB is working with the California Public Utilities Commission to provide some applications to map network signal strength throughout the state of California. We also work closely with some groups at the Naval Postgraduate School, and so we have students working on funded research on things like peer-to-peer and ad hoc networking, which would allow for communication in disaster areas or other places without cell infrastructure. And we have some students working at the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute, MBARI. One student is working with the Underwater Autonomous Vehicle Group on some artificial intelligence research, and we have some other students working with a group of scientists and engineers on building some experiment planning tools. So in addition to internships and research that kind of go on throughout a student's career at CSUMB, every student does a capstone project during their senior year. This is one big project that spans both semesters of the senior year, where students solve a real-world problem for an external client. So each student is matched with a client who has a problem that needs a technology solution, and then the student develops both a proposal for the solution and then the solution itself over the course of the year. It turns out to be a great portfolio piece. When our students graduate, they don't just have a degree, but they also have a project that demonstrates what they're capable of, which is great for portfolio, for interviews, things like that. And all students present their project at a big capstone festival in the spring. And this is the capstone festival class from this past spring. Here's some examples of capstone projects from last spring. We had a student that did an iPhone roller coaster app. So you start it when you get on a roller coaster, and it maps the force and the turns and things like that. And you can kind of catalog all of your roller coaster rides. And it turns out that there's actually a big demand for this in the roller coaster enthusiast community. We've some students working on ad hoc peer-to-peer networks on Android phones. So again, providing a chat utility that would work in the absence of cell infrastructure, so for firefighters or first responders coming to a disaster area where there's no cell coverage. Some students working on some assessment software that's being piloted in a local school district to help identify students that need intervention. And then we had a student that did a continuation of some REU work on looking at denial of service attacks on power plants. Okay, so those are some of the hands-on opportunities, again, internships, research opportunities, and then the capstone that all students do. And the last thing we wanted to talk about was transfer opportunities, in particular the articulation and GE systems that are in place for students transferring from two-year colleges to CSUMB. So we do have a lot of existing articulation agreements with two-year colleges, and you can see those on assist.org. And it's more than just GE courses. So there are actually quite a few of the computer science courses that we'll take transfer credit for, including both of the intro programming courses, operating systems, computer architecture, some of the networking courses, and the math courses that are part of the computer science curriculum. And even if an articulation agreement doesn't exist, that doesn't mean that we won't take credit for the classes. There are a couple different avenues to get credit for a class without an existing articulation agreement. But any class at CSUMB you can assess by showing that you've already achieved the outcomes. We're an outcomes-based institution, so every class has a list of outcomes, and you can meet with the professor and discuss what courses you've taken in the past that you think have prepared you to meet the outcomes. And then you'll typically set up an assessment process, including things like maybe taking the final exam from the class or doing a project. And there are some transfer rules out there that are good to know about before you transfer to CSUMB. There's a category called transfer ready. And for these students transferring into the computer science program here, those students won't have to do the second language requirement. CSUMB does require 3 semesters of a foreign language for students in high unit majors. But if you're a transfer ready student, that requirement is waived for you. And so there are a lot of rules about what transfer ready means. We'll let you read through those. And, definitely if you have questions about it, you can contact us or you can contact the advising office at your to-year college. There are just a couple other opportunities for students and transfer students in particular that we wanted to let you know about. We have a scholarship that's specifically for computer science and information technology students here at CSUMB. And it can pay up to the full cost of coming to CSUMB every year. It's based on financial need as determined by the FAFSA that's filed by the student. So that's the free application for federal student aid, which for this scholarship needs to be filed by our financial aid office's early consideration deadline, which I believe is the beginning of March. But we're basically looking for students that are conscientious, have good GPAs, and are hardworking, and are really interested in a career in computer science. Application is December 16th. It requires a couple of short essays and a transcript and recommendation letters, but there's a link to the scholarship right there. And we'd really encourage you to apply if you're thinking about coming here next year. So these are just, again, to kind of remind you about the 3 things we talked about today. The curriculum, that's that unique blend of computer science and information technology, the opportunities available in terms of internships, research, and the capstone project, and that transfer is really easy, and we do everything we can to facilitate transfer from two-year colleges to the program here at CSUMB. And then just a couple things we want to leave you with. The deadline for application to the CSUs is November 30th, and you can apply at CSU Mentor. We really encourage you to apply as soon as possible if you're thinking about coming here. With the current situation in the state of California, it's just important to apply as early as you can. And then while you're doing the CSUMB application, also, do that scholarship application. It's available online. And faculty in particular, if you know a good student with financial need, please encourage them to apply. And, send us an email alerting us to the fact that you're encouraging the student to apply. We tend to have way more money allocated for transfer students than we give out every year because we just don't get enough quality applications. So if you have a good student, please, please, please encourage them to apply. We would love to give them the scholarship for trying to give away money. And just if anyone has any questions, you can feel free to follow up with us by email anytime. This email goes to all of us, so one of us will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for taking time to join us today, and we're happy to take questions if anyone has any. Yeah, we're recording the presentation, so it'll be available if you want to share it with other folks. Yeah, we'd love to have it shown in classes, and we'd be happy to even provide one of us to answer questions if you're going to show it in the class and call in.
Does anybody have any other questions?
I think it would be good to, I may have missed that, to have some information about, I remember that I've seen some of your student plan that shows possible transfer from community college, especially networking. And I don't know if this is still available on your website, or that would be interesting to refer to that.
I'm not sure.
Meaning that identify the classes that are offered to community colleges.
So, Pierre, I don't remember the exact one which you are talking about.
It was a few years ago.
I think we covered most of the points related to transfer possibility in the transfer possibility section of the presentation. Can you maybe expand a little bit more on what information on the website that you're talking about?
No, I think this is appropriate. Some of these will have to be, answered by case by case, and college by college. And I think the information you gave is really good direction for that. And I think we can work with that. So just leave it at this.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello. Hi, and this is Beth Cataldo from City College, and I'm not in the IT department, but I'm in multimedia studies, and I probably need to talk to someone else. Though I like your philosophy about making transfer easy, who runs the communication design department? Is there a way I can get that information from you?
So the communication design program, there'll be two people you can talk to. Professor Kevin Cahill, it's Cahill is his last name. Kevin is his first name. He's the director of that program. Professor Eric Tao, who's the chair of the whole school. He's also a person you could talk to if you're interested in communication design. So Kevin Cahill's email will be kcahill@csumb.edu. So it's KCAHILL@csumb.edu.
And is their philosophy of transfer similar to yours? Does the school kind of have the same ethic of transfer?
Yeah, it is a school-wide thing, so they do accept transfer students with similar. In terms of articulation, I don't know how much of it is well defined, but the philosophy is very similar.
Okay, I can talk to them. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody else have any questions? We see that somebody just signed on.
We actually don't have a football team, Rick, which I think means we're undefeated.
I can say that this is a great campus, and a lot of your students live on the campus, correct? And then only a minority are residents of the region. But you have
that is true.
I would encourage students who are interested to go visit the campus there and meet with Dr. Sarananan, because it's really worth to go there.
Oh, yeah. Probably is yeah.
Okay, if there are no other questions, we have recorded this and we are going to make it available through YouTube as quickly as possible. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I think we stop this and then
Yeah, just leave the session.